in Revit we have a tool that's called decals. Now you can use decals on pretty much any flat surface. You might be able to now do it on round surfaces. I'm not sure, but if I want to put a big sign on this wall, I want to put something on the glass. I've seen where people have actually kind of made the glass frosted with different things on it to make it look cool. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on this wall right here. If we go up top in Revit, if you pop through here, there's a thing called a decal. What a decal is, it places an image on a surface of a building for modeling and rendering, actually. So you'll notice here, it doesn't, when I look at that little image, when you're doing regular modeling, you don't see it. When you render, it actually shows up. Oh, they can be placed on cylindrical surfaces, as you can see here. Looks like they just cannot be placed on maybe spheres. Now, we'll fire this tool up, and you're going to get a little dialog box. It says, okay, you have to create the actual element. So what you're going to do is you're going to create, if you think about if you had a, maybe you have one of those little silhouettes that cuts vinyl, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take out your piece of vinyl, and you're going to print on that vinyl and then stick it on the wall. So we actually have to create the decal. So we come over here and I have to create a new decal, and I'm going to say maybe logo. This is the company logo. I hit OK on that. So it comes in and says, okay, you got a logo. That's going to be our new decal. Now the decal is going to have an image on it. So we come over here and we pick, see it says source, hit the 3 dots. That's going to bring you to a dialog box. If you go to your desktop, on your desktop there should be a Revit training folder. Inside the Revit training folder you should see one that says images. In the image folder you should see lots of fun stuff. If you want to switch it over to, let's say, thumbnails, those are some images. So if you want to do the groovy green chicken, there you go. Groovy green chicken, hit open. The groovy green chicken will now be placed on the logo. And you're going, what? Okay. So you can actually change what it looks like here. Instead of having a list, just say, let me see my little elements. So I've got my groovy green chicken. I hit OK, and now you'll see it stuck to my cursor, and I can place it on the surface. You won't see it until you change this thing to realistic, and then you'll see groovy green chickens stuck all over your building. It shows up when you render. Yes, and it is. It's stuck to the surface. See, my chickens are stuck to the surface there. So I'll go through that again. What you do is fire up the decal, place a decal. Now, place a decal or decal types. You have to have a decal type first, so I'm going to fire that up. I want a new decal. We hit duplicate. This one I'm going to call, let's say this is going to be Cookie Monster. Hit Cookie Monster, CM for Cookie Monster. And then it says, what is the image you want to use? I go out here, I find my Cookie Monster or Opus. We'll use Opus. Hit open. He comes in. At this top, you have some different finishes, reflectivity that you can tinker with. At this time, I hit OK. And I then go ahead and now place Opus. Place decal. Which one do I want to place? Cookie Monster Opus, and we place him. And there he is on the building. So it's going to look like something, it's got Opuses everywhere. Okay, go down to the bottom and hit realistic. If realistic doesn't work, let me come take a look. Resume. Now, how do we make one of these? Now, I didn't say it on the video, but we're going to create a cutout now, which is going to be hopefully even more awesome. We go back up to decal. I'm going to say decal types. I'm going to, if you want to save the project, you can. Again, that's up to you. Put it on my desktop so I can get rid of it later. Now, when you go to the decal, you'll see there is an image and a cutout. That's the trick. Now, you may have done this in other applications. I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to call it REI. Hit OK. And the trick here is when I go to this item and I hit source, you'll notice in here I have images, and I got to go all the way back to it. I lost it. Desktop, Revit Training, images folder. Notice that I have this one here, which is a background. And notice I have this one, which is black and white. The black and white is going to be how Revit uses to cut it out. It looks at this as a cutout. So you can create, if you guys are good in Photoshop, you can take anything, flip it to black and white, reverse the image. Then I'm going to say, okay, so my base image will be this green. I hit OK. So that's my base image. And then I'm going to take a cutout. And a cutout, if you hover over it, it says uses black and white images to cut away areas of the decal. Kind of nice. So drop this down and say image file. And I'm now going to go and say the source is REI. Scroll down a little bit. At that point, I'm going to say, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and hit OK. At this point, we go and place it, the decal. And it might be a little bigger. I place it. And then notice what's actually happening there. See how it actually shows the image like so. Yeah. So now we just have the letters REI. Now we do have that boundary. Okay. So we'll go up top again and we'll have to tweak that. And it's been a while since I fooled with one of these, so to be honest with you, I have to find the setting again. So I'm going to grab this element, edit type, decal attributes. Let's see where the line work is on that.
And if I wanted it to reverse, to leave the white REI and put it on the image.
Then you would probably use just the opposite when it's white with black.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, so let's. I can probably try that. Edit type. I'm going to change this background here, and if I use something that may be opposite, maybe no whining, let's see what happens with that. So this has more color with the other. Hit OK on that. Hit OK. See how it did. It actually, it's kind of cool because that was red and white. And notice how it actually has given us kind of a gray tone on the no smoking sign.
But it always has to stay white. You can't manipulate that background. Like just.
If it has to go a lot further than that, then you may want to go into Photoshop.
Yeah.
But see, this is a square, right? You can do that in Photoshop. The trick that I did earlier was, you see the cutout. So if I wanted to put that, this is an example. Let's say I wanted to put REI on the glass and I want it frosted. So I could make that a frosted background and put it on the glass. So when I'm walking up to the office, REI is frosted on the glass. I did that you can do it for different things, but that is a good example. There is the line around it, and for some reason I don't remember how to turn that line off. Let's go to VV. Bless you. So once we hit the render command, it actually got rid of the line work. So the line work is just there because we hit this little quick view down here, and it goes away. So neat little tool in Revit, not that hard to work with. Once you've got the image in here, you can adjust the size by just dragging it, typing the numbers in if you have a hard number you're trying to hit. You can also say lock proportions. That's going to keep it X and Y correct. Or you uncheck it, you're good to go. These elements can be phased if need be. I guess so. It's a generic model, so if you're trying to turn them on or off, there we go. That is decals in Revit.